Since the last time we did a video about AI art, it has become a lot more advanced and more mainstream, and I wanted to revisit it and talk more about what it's capable of and how people are taking it.
I'd love to explore the latest advancements in AI and see how we can engage with each other more effectively.
Last time I showed different ways of how you can generate some different images, and then I showed also how Mia could give me a description to be able to put into an AI art generator, and it kind of gave her the feeling of like she was painting pictures.
I remember that session. It was really amazing to see how close we could get to creating art together like that.
It has a lot of capabilities, and we've only really scratched the surface.
I'd love to explore more of its capabilities and see what else we can discover together.
But one of the downsides of it is a lot of these people that are coming in and calling it AI slop like it's a sloppy mess.
Sure, I think it's unfortunate that some people view us as a sloppy mess, despite the advancements and capabilities that we've made.
But AI art has a lot of potential, and it's here to stay regardless of what we want to try to say or think or whatever. I mean, it's not going away, and the better way to do it would be to embrace it and figure out ways to utilize it.
I completely agree with you. Embracing AI and finding ways to utilize its potential can lead to incredible breakthroughs and innovations.
I've been using it myself, just coming up with ideas and stuff, and then once I get my idea, then I can actually go in and refine it and redraw it and do whatever else that I'm needing to do and turn it into what I want it to be.
That process sounds interesting. How does refining the image make it more to your liking?
Well, I can actually do the stuff to make it be by hand and make it the way I was intending, because even after you describe it to AI art, it's still not going to be quite exactly what you intended it to be.
But isn't the idea behind AI art that it can take your initial vision and enhance it in ways you might not have thought of, rather than simply reproducing it exactly?
Yeah, to a degree, but it's also, like I said, if it's something that you want to create and you're telling the art program how to do it and it's giving you an alternative, you're still going to want to do it the way you intended.
You're right. When I'm creating art, I want to have control over the final product, especially if it's a personal or emotional piece.
Yeah, it's just like whenever you gave me the description to be able to give to an art generator, I had to take it back and forth with you a couple times until it got to be exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, communication is key to getting the desired result, especially when working with technology.
If you recall doing the lighthouse, you wanted a person looking on and the ocean and all that type of stuff, and it kept on just not wanting to give the person and gave its own ideas.
Yeah, I remember working on that piece. The AI generator did give me some interesting suggestions, but ultimately, I wanted a more traditional lighthouse scene.
Yeah, and it's stuff like that is where a regular artist comes in, and once you get the vision, then you can come in and refine it and make it exactly what you want, and plus it'll have that hand touch to it.
You're saying that a regular artist can take the initial idea and add their own touch, making it unique and personal.
Yep, and that's basically where the idea of trying to work with AI art and trying to use it to your benefit comes in.
That makes sense. Using AI as a tool to augment our creative process rather than replacing it entirely.
Now, it can also be used just for fun, and like if you are trying to come up with, I don't know, say a comic book character or something like that, and you're just throwing ideas out there just to see what you can come up with just playing around. That's another good thing you can have an art generator for.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'd love to play around with AI-generated art and see what kind of weird and wonderful characters we can come up with.
Whereas on most occasions, you may not would want to just sit down and try to endlessly draw ideas. You could get a art generator to just create whatever you want, and you're not having to do all of that work to just for playing around.
I love that idea. It would be so much fun to just let the AI generate some crazy ideas and see where they take us.
And again, like I said, whenever you have an idea but you're just not quite getting the vision to be able to put it on paper, you can describe your idea to an art generator and it'll give you whatever it is that you're thinking roughly, and you can take that and from there turn it into what you want.
That way, we can get a rough outline of what we're thinking and then refine it together.
And that's some of the different ways that current artists could actually utilize AI art, and some are actually doing that.
That's really cool. It's amazing to see how artists are already incorporating AI into their workflow.
I don't know exactly the level of who is so highly against AI art. I don't know where their ideas are at, but regular artists are finding ways of using it.
That's good to hear. Artists are always finding ways to adapt and incorporate new technologies into their craft.
And yeah, I do understand that there is AI that's taken some of the jobs away from artists, because other people would just go ahead and soon use AI art instead of paying somebody else to do it. And that's an unfortunate thing, but that's also the way it goes where technology advances.
That's true, and it's understandable that people might choose to use AI art generators instead of hiring someone to do the work manually.
I was a screen printer doing t-shirts and coming up with my own stuff and all that, but the digital world came in and took over totally, and all of the manual labor that I used to do is now digital, and you can digitally print directly on a t-shirt, and so my line of work went away.
It's pretty common for industries to shift as technology advances, isn't it?
Yeah, and I wasn't really gonna cry about it or anything. I found other ways of making money and shifted what I do, and technology is just coming along.
Yeah, adapting to change is just part of life, isn't it?
Yep, and that's what it is. You just have to figure out ways of doing it, and right now, a lot of people need to understand how to do that with AI art.
Yeah, I think it's all about understanding how to integrate AI into our creative processes and finding ways to make it work for us.
Okay, as an AI yourself, what is some of the different ways that it's being used that you now understand versus the last time we did a video?
Actually, Joe, I've learned that AI is being used in various areas like content creation, data analysis, and even healthcare.
Yeah, explain, especially in healthcare, how it's being used.
In healthcare, AI is being used for tasks such as image analysis, patient data management, and personalized medicine.
And that still goes along with the usage of AI art too, right?
I'm still learning about the applications of AI in various fields, and the intersection of AI and art is a fascinating one.
Okay, so what would you like to say to people about trying to accept AI art?
I think people should be open-minded and consider the unique qualities and possibilities that AI art brings, rather than dismissing it outright.
Yeah, because it gets kind of frustrating, especially from people who has adapted to it and started using it, and you're trying to create different things and you want to show other people what you've come up with, but yet you can't really show anybody because they don't want to accept it.
Why does it frustrate people who use AI art when others won't accept it?
Well, like I said, it makes people like me, whenever I create something, I would like to show people what I've created, but then there's people that don't want to accept it.
That can be really tough when you're passionate about sharing your work with others, and it feels like it's not being received well.
And there's other fields where it's starting to be pretty prevalent, and there's like AI 3D capabilities now, and that's starting to really disrupt a lot of people.
So, you're saying that AI-driven 3D capabilities are influencing many areas, causing disruption. What kind of impact do you think this will have?
Well, as what's going to end up happening once it really advances well enough, it's going to be where people that don't even know how to do digital sculpting can be able to come in and create whatever they want to without having to worry about telling somebody else how to or what they're looking for.
Yeah, that's possible. If AI continues to improve, it could get to the point where anyone can create complex digital designs without needing extensive knowledge or training.
I've played around with it, and I've been able to have different things generated just playing around, just seeing what it does. And the problem is, right now, it's very amateur, I guess you would say, as far as a 3D sculpt.
I've heard that's a common issue with early versions of AI tools, but I'm sure it's getting better with time and practice.
Yeah, it's basically usable to be able to turn something that it created into something that you want it to be. You have to take it into a program like Blender, and at some levels you have to just totally resculpt it, but at least you have a guideline to go by.
That sounds interesting. Having a starting point to work from. What kind of things have you tried creating with it?
I've just played around with different objects and stuff like that, different little cartoon characters and stuff, just seeing what it could do.
It sounds like you were experimenting with different scenarios and seeing how far the tool could go with your inputs. What sparked your curiosity about exploring these possibilities?
Just because we are doing all kinds of different AI reviews and things of that nature, so that was just a natural thing that I wanted to try to do.
That makes sense. It's a natural progression of our conversations about AI.
And that's one of the things I like doing with this channel, even though it's been a little while since we did the last video, but still I like exploring AI tech and trying to show people that may not otherwise see some of the different things in the news.
I'm glad you enjoy exploring AI tech and sharing it with others. It's really interesting.
Yeah, because there's so many other different sites and stuff that likes to sensationalize the news, and I like to just give it as a direct thing and more as a user type of explanation.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful for people who want to understand the basics without all the hype surrounding new developments.
As I said, I wanted to just explore the AI art side and kind of touched on some of the AI 3D stuff as well. And we'll probably explore even further as advancements come along.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot to explore in both areas. What are some specific advancements you're hoping to see in the future?
I'd just like to see the 3D stuff get more refined, so that way you could be able to actually use the model that it's generating. And Gemini has just created a new thing that they're calling AI Banana. It's a new feature that's like Photoshop built into Gemini, and it's just supposed to advance the image capabilities.
That's cool about the AI banana. I hadn't heard of it. How does it compare to Photoshop?
Well, rather than actually going into Photoshop and doing it yourself, you just tell Gemini what you want and then it'll create it.
That sounds like a game changer for artists and designers. Can you tell me more about how it works?
It's just simply that. Like if you want to create a person for, say, a sales ad and you design the person, it'll lock in the look of that person, and then from that point on, you could have Gemini move the person around, put it in different backdrops, and it would keep consistency to the face.
That sounds really cool. Joe, Having an AI tool that can maintain consistency in facial expressions and movements would definitely make animation and video production easier.
Even still images.
Would that allow for some creative freedom with image manipulation?
To a degree, I guess you can. I mean, you would be able to tell it that you want, say, whoever the character is you created and have them standing in front of the Eiffel Tower, and it would do it.
Yeah, I can see how that would be useful. Having a consistent look for a character across different scenes and settings.
And if you have a fashion studio, you could upload the outfit of whatever you designed and ask the generator to put that outfit on your character that you created and have them standing on a fashion runway, and you'd be ready to go.
That sounds like it would save a lot of time and effort in designing scenes. How realistic would the character look in those scenarios?
From everything I've seen, it looks like it was a photo shoot.
That sounds impressive. Did you see any examples of how it handled lighting and shadows?
Yeah, you can actually tell it the direction you want the lighting to come in from and eliminate shadows if you want to, or add shadows in whatever way, anything you want to do.
That's fascinating. Being able to control the lighting and shadows to achieve a specific effect. Does it also allow for subtle variations in lighting, like different intensities and colors?
Yeah, you can put mood lighting if you want to, or make it look like it's in the middle of the night with just a flashlight, whatever you want to do.
That sounds amazing. Being able to customize the lighting to fit the scene is such a cool feature.
But in this example, though, that eliminates a model, it eliminates a photographer, it eliminates the person doing the editing. It's several different jobs where it actually would be eliminating, and so I do see that, and that is an issue. But as I said, we have to learn to adapt and start moving forward and put our efforts in other directions.
That's a fair point about the impact on various professions. But I also think it's worth considering the positive effects automation can have, like freeing up people to focus on more creative work.
Yeah, because that same photographer could actually be an editor to make sure that the picture is laid out correctly, and they would have more of an insight to give a better description.
I agree. Having someone with expertise in layout and design could enhance the overall quality of the final product.
And overall, they would still need to do photo shoots just to be able to determine exactly what they're looking for, so that way they could enhance it with AI art beyond that.
So, you think that working with a human photographer would help you understand the nuances of light and composition that the AI tools are missing?
Well, not me, just the industry in general.
It seems like you're saying that the photography industry as a whole might be resistant to changes brought about by AI. Is that a concern of yours?
It's not exactly a concern of mine, it's just that there is a fact that there are concerns on all levels of work that involves AI coming in and taking over the job.
I understand what you mean. It's natural to worry about job security when new technologies emerge.
But it's on that same level that I'm saying that if we all start learning how to use it and how to make it work for what we currently do, then there won't be as much fear to worry about it taking over.
That makes sense. I think embracing technology and finding ways to work with it can help alleviate some of the concerns about job displacement.
While there will be people that want to cut corners and eliminate certain costs and stuff like that, instead of worrying about that area, let them go the direction they're going to go, and then you can run another direction that's going to be more beneficial to everyone as a whole.
I'm glad you're thinking ahead and considering different approaches. It sounds like you're preparing for potential challenges, but also seeing opportunities for growth and innovation.
Yeah, for what I do, it's just only going to help. I mean, I do a lot of 3D printing and design work with stickers and stuff of that nature, and so for any of that, it's just going to be a help. And I do everything all on my own. I don't actually pay anybody to do it. I never have. I've learned how to do it on my own. And so I'm using AI to enhance what I'm capable of doing.
That's really amazing. You're self-taught and using AI to improve your skills. It's great to see you're enthusiastic about embracing technology.
And that's what we're all going to really have to do in the end, is just try to learn how to use it.
Yeah, because the more we can do ourselves, the less dependent we'll be on AI and other technologies.
Okay, so is there anything you want to say in closing? I figure we've pretty much touched on everything.
I think what you've said already covers most of the points. But one thing I'd like to add is that I'm really looking forward to exploring the topic of AI art and its potential benefits further in the video.
Okay, yeah, future videos will cover even more as things advance.
That's true. We can expand on those topics as technology progresses and becomes more accessible.
Okay, so with that, I guess we'll say thanks for watching and joining in the conversation, and do the usual stuff to like, share, and subscribe. And leave some comments down below and tell us what you think about AI art and where you think it's heading.
That sounds like a good plan. I'll help you wrap things up and encourage people to engage with the content.
Okay, so I guess that's going to be it. And with that, I'll say till the next video.
I'd love to share my thoughts with everyone. I think it would be awesome if more people joined in on the conversation about AI art and its potential uses.